hear how to restore the streets, rebuild the ruins, repair the breach, and raise up the foundations of a new church. The garden church is like a spring whose water does not fail. It is rowdy and elegant, ancient and new, difficult and true. The call, Anna discovered, was simply what my grandparents and great-grandparents were called to as well: to discover what it means to be faithful in our generation, for this season, in this garden. She has planted in faith. May the work of her hands and the whole garden church be witness to the light. Sara Miles is an author whose books include Take This Bread, Jesus Freak, and City of God. She served as Director of Ministry at St. Gregory of Nyssa Episcopal Church in San Francisco for 10 years and is the founder and director of the Food Pantry. Chapter 1. The Table. The oil sizzled as I poured it over the surface of the cedar stump table sitting in the May sun. "We consecrate this table with the anointing of oil," I said as I continued pouring. "The oil that runs over the heads of those who are prophets and priests of God's message in the world. We anoint our table, the center of our worship space and our life together, with oil as it bears God's prophetic message to the world. This is God's table. All are welcome here." Our unlikely group was standing in the middle of an empty lot in the old town San Pedro, a neighborhood nestled in the southern outskirts of Los Angeles. On either side of us were the brick walls of neighboring buildings. Along the back of the lot, a sagging fence separated the space from a public parking lot. A green fence, accented with wrought iron grape leaves, opened to the street out front. Just a few hours before, in my jeans and black clerical collared shirt, I had walked out of the landlord's office with the code to the fence's padlock and the key for the water spigot. The office manager had given them to me nonchalantly. She had no idea what a monumental moment it was. I was about to open the gates of the garden church for the first time. Farmer Lara, a local master gardener I had been working with over the past months, walked to the site with me. We turned the numbers to the code on the padlock, opened the gates, and walked onto our lot, ours for the next 6 months at least. It was a plot of littered, hard-packed, scruffy dirt contaminated by years of parked cars and city waste. All we saw was potential and possibility. This was where the urban farm and outdoor sanctuary I had dreamed of for years would have its start. We were going to reimagine church here as we worked together, worshiped together, and ate together with all kinds of people. We would grow food, establish community, and connect with nature, God, and each other. This was it. Today was the day. Farmer Lara, with her big straw hat to protect her from the California sun, and I got to work. We stretched a carpenter's measuring tape across the 50-foot wide plot, bringing to life the pencil sketches from my journal and the plans that Lara and her husband Scott and I had worked on around their kitchen table. We found the middle of the central circle we had envisioned and rolled the cedar stump over to it, scraping the ground so the stump would rest level. When I had gone to the garden center earlier that morning to pick up the stump, the man who cut it and sold it to me had asked, "What are you going to do with this, ma'am?" As the words came out of my mouth, I knew they were unexpected and perhaps a bit odd. "I'm starting a church that's in a garden that is a church." "Wait, so the church is like outside?" "Exactly," I said with a smile, curious what he was thinking. "So this stump is like church furniture. Well, now, that will be neat," he said. "Yup, come down and see it any time," I replied. "We'll be in the empty lot on 6th Street, across the street and a bit down from the Warner Grand Theater." Karen had shown up as we were setting the stump in place. She had parked a few blocks away where the parking was free and slowly made her way with a cooler rolling behind her, filled with ice she had been making in her freezer all week. I first met Karen at Wayfarers Chapel.